Developing tonight, the search is on in Arkansas for an escaped inmate. The Department of Correction says Wayne Schultz was reported missing from his work release assignment at the Port of Little Rock today. They say he could have possibly fled in a 2015 white Dodge pickup. Schultz is being housed in the Benton Work Release Unit as he serves an 8-year prison term for breaking and entering. If you have any information, you're urged to call 911 immediately. Tonight, Fayetteville City Council members spending hours hearing from residents about a rezoning request for the proposed Ramey Junior High campus. They still have yet to make a decision. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer joining us now with what both sides had to say, Lauren, in a very lengthy meeting tonight.
Yeah, Darren, tonight the room was split. We heard passionate arguments from both sides, some pushing for the project, others firmly against it. And after hours of public comment, council members sound like right now they're about to table this issue. The rezone is just east of College Avenue. Fayetteville Public Schools is proposing to build a new Ramey Junior High. Superintendent John Mulford says the location fits into their long-term plan to keep schools close to where families live and reduce travel time for both buses and parents.
Our board has been very thoughtful in where they place the schools to where it not only meets our current needs, but we expect it will meet the needs for the future.
The district says the project was shaped by months of public feedback. Dr. Mulford says these comments led to a more compact footprint and a plan aimed at meeting high environmental certifications.
We're sitting at over 30% of the site that we estimate will be untouched, and then we'll be adding back a lot of additional plantings.
But members of the Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association think otherwise, concerned about what they call one of the city's last urban forests.
The site is on a steep hill slope. It's the complete outcrop of the Fayetteville Shale Formation, and shale is very brittle and unstable.
President Dot Neely says the group has raised several $1 million and is offering to buy the property from the district.
We would prefer to see another site, and in addition to having raised the funds to make the school district whole, we also have scouted other potential sites.
Others who spoke tonight say the rezoning could benefit the environment, reducing urban sprawl and putting the school near existing housing and trails.
The sustainable choice is not always the one that spares the most trees in the short term, but rather the one that dramatically reduces environmental impact over decades of use by minimizing urban sprawl.
The district estimates the campus would open in 2028 with a projected cost of $103 million. The council's next steps tonight will determine how quickly the project moves forward. It sounds like they're going to table it. We'll let you know what happens on 5newsonline.com. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
Wow. All right, Lauren, thanks. Appreciate that. Tonight, 3 cities in the region wrapped up special elections, each having voters hit the ballot box for different measures. Here's how tonight's elections went. In Ozark, we'll start there. Voters weighed in on creating a downtown entertainment district, which would have allowed an alcohol consumption in the corridor. Voters overwhelmingly turning that down, the proposal losing by more than 100 votes. Greenland voters turned down the ballot measure annexing a property on the southern part of town. It failed by more than 17%. We did not get the official results in Bella Vista, but the early returns have the city keeping the 1% sales tax and dedicating funding to every project that was on the ballot. Now, we'll keep you updated with the official results there on 5 News this morning, tomorrow morning. Fort Smith City directors say yes to a proposed rate increase at the city's landfill. Starting January 1st, the rate for commercial trash disposal will increase from $36 a ton to $50. The rate for waste brought in by a pickup truck will rise from $20 to $25 per vehicle. City staff says these increases are needed.
The report demonstrated that the rates which were last changed in 2020 are currently inadequate to cover the increasing cost of providing solid waste services, which have been driven by a greater than 25% increase in the consumer price index over that time, as well as increased level of service and increased non-departmental requirements.
Directors also approved an ordinance that would force them to discuss at length any major capital project before it's approved. The ordinance mandates at least 7 calendar days between a study session presentation and the vote itself on the project, costing more than $100,000. Meanwhile, the city of Fayetteville introducing a pilot program making it easier to build small, high-quality homes in the city. City leaders say the permit-ready building design program is like a Sears catalog. Find design plans that are already approved and then pick them to build a new dwelling in the city's historic neighborhoods. These homes will go in the downtown and Walker Park neighborhoods.
We hear so much about maintaining neighborhood character in Fayetteville, especially in our historic areas. And what this program does is really respect to that neighborhood character and the architectural designs that are beloved by our community.
If you'd like more information, you can find it on the city's website. Now, you can also find instructions for selecting and then submitting plans, a building permit checklist, and information on required documents. In Lono County, Arkansas State Police seized more than 1,000 pounds of illegal drugs during a traffic stop on Monday. An 18-wheeler heading east on I-40 was stopped for a traffic violation. During a search, police say they found 960 pounds of illegal marijuana alongside 1,000 pounds of THC products and 27 pounds of synthetic marijuana. The driver, Tobias Taylor of Richmond, Virginia, was charged with drug trafficking, taken to the Lono County Detention Center. Also in Lono County, the England High School assistant principal has officially lost his job. He wrote a resignation letter behind bars after being arrested for sexual assault. England School District accepted his resignation at a board meeting tonight. Morgan was also the boys basketball coach for the school. Girls head coach was named the interim replacement at tonight's meeting. A student report yesterday morning led to an investigation and search warrant at Morgan's house. Morgan will make his first appearance in court tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, we've learned today a Springdale man was sentenced for grooming and raping a child. Washington County prosecutor says Leonardo Medina was found guilty after a day of trial for the child sex crimes. Springdale police received several reports in 2023 that Medina had sexually assaulted a minor in the span of a month. He was sentenced to 126 years in prison. He'll not be eligible for parole until after at least 85 years of that sentence. Former Conway doctor Guy Peoples now behind bars after turning himself in today. U.S. Marshals began the search yesterday after he was accused of raping a woman at a Baptist Health hospital in Conway last week. Maya Ellison spent the day in Faulkner County and gives us the latest on this investigation.
Yeah, we learned this afternoon around 12:20 p.m. that Peoples turned himself into Faulkner County authorities. And according to U.S. Marshals, they learned of Peoples' case through Conway Police. And it was Monday evening where they released this warrant that you see on your screen, advising the public to look out for Peoples. Now, we obtained the affidavit, which details the allegations. It identifies a 70-year-old victim who was allegedly sexually assaulted by Peoples inside Baptist Health Hospital in Conway while the patient was recovering from surgery. The affidavit also says a nurse who was monitoring the patient virtually contacted hospital officials after witnessing the alleged assault. Now, U.S. Marshals spent the last day searching for Peoples and say tips from the public were a key factor in tracking him down.
We later found a vehicle belonging to him outside the state there in Mississippi, and so that's when we released the wanted posters and began to look outside the state of Arkansas for him. We received several tips throughout the night, people saying that they had either seen him recently or some places we could possibly check for where he might be. Early this morning, we received a phone call from his attorney. His counsel said that he was planning to go ahead and self-surrender, turn himself in on these charges.
That was Maya Ellison reporting now. In a statement, Baptist Health says tonight Peoples has been fired, saying the safety and security of patients and caregivers is the hospital's highest priority. Peoples is still in custody at the Faulkner County Jail tonight.